Hi, welcome back to the final part of chapter 4. Last time we were reading The Homework Machine by Dan Gutman. Miss R, the fifth grade teacher, was starting to wonder why the D squad was all getting very good grades. Let's see what happens next. Kelsey's mom. When Kelsey brought home her end of the year report card with all A's and B's on it, I just about fell off my chair. She had always been a C student. I figured there had to be some kind of mistake. I thought Miss R switched the report cards around or something. Kelsey, grade 5. My mom said that because my report card was so good, I could get my belly button pierced. We drove over to the place, but I chickened out at the last minute. It was too scary. I couldn't go through with it. Sam, grade 5. So I thought of a great idea. You know how McDonald's and Burger King and all those other fast food joints are in just about every town? Well, if there was a Belch in every town, kids could go there after school to get their homework done. That would be so cool. Kids could ride up with their bikes, drop off their homework assignment in the first window, then ride up to the second window and pick it back up after a few minutes. We can call it McHomework. Just think of it. There are millions of kids in the United States. If each of those kids paid $1 a day to get their homework done, we would be rich. We would be richer than Bill Gates. Judy, grade 5. Stick told us about his harebrained idea to franchise Belch and have kids ride their bikes up to a drive-through window like it was a fast food franchise. I told him he was out of his mind. If any parents ever found out about Belch, it would be all over. Nobody would ever let their kids go to a place like that. He admitted I was right and said, well, it was a good idea while it lasted. Yeah, and it lasted about 3 minutes. I also reminded him that we have a pact to keep the whole thing a secret. Brenton, grade 5. Sometime in October, I noticed a subtle shift in the way the other students were acting towards me. It appeared they were no longer calling me dork or nerd or geek, and they started to refer to me as dude. It was difficult to explain. I certainly had not changed. The only difference in my life, as far as I can see, was that I often was in the company of Snick. So my hypothesis was the other kids thought I was cool because I was with somebody they perceived to be cool. I had become cool by association. This was easy to test. Using the scientific method, I had been compiling data for months. When I plugged it into the computer, the results confirmed my hypothesis. And there is his chart with the dude way up there. I showed my graph to Snick. He laughed and said, if you ask me, you're still a dork, 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 and so on and so on. I believe that will change the results of my experiment. Sam, grade 5. I couldn't stop thinking about Red Sox Day and how cool it was. So I tell the other kids we should start a fad, and they say, what kind of fad? And I say, I don't know, something like really stupid. We start batting around some ideas like Green Sox Day or Pink Sox Day or No Sox Day, and they all sound lame. Been there, done that. I say we could do a thing with every time Miss R says the word class, we all drop a pencil on the floor, or something like that. But Judy got all bent out of shape because she thought we would all get in trouble. Kelsey says we should do something really twisted, and I think it was Brenton who said he always thought it would be interesting if everybody came to school wearing our clothes inside out. No harm in that. We all agree that would be the greatest, so Brenton does his thing with the computer like last time, and we go home. The next day, like every kid in America comes to school with their clothes inside out. How awesome is that? Miss R, it was the last day of school before Christmas break, I believe. I walked into the class and they were all just sitting there with their hands folded on their desks, grinning these little grins. Then I noticed their clothes. Judy, grade 5. Miss R just stood there and looked at us. Then she said she had to go to the office. I thought for sure that we were going to be in big trouble. Maybe we would all be suspended. It was going to totally ruin the holidays. A few minutes later, she walked back in the class and she was wearing her clothes inside out. It was the greatest. She was pretty cool for a teacher. We gave her a standing ovation. Kelsey, grade 5. After Inside Out Day, I got another IM from that Milner guy. He asked me if the same kid who started Red Sox Day had anything to do with Inside Out Day. He was creeping me out. I told him it was none of his business, and if I heard from him again, I would call the police. I also said my dad would find him and beat him up. So he types back, Kelsey, you don't have a dad. How did he know that I didn't have a dad? How did he know my name was Kelsey? That really creeped me out. I was going to tell everyone about it, But then all that stuff happened with Snick's dad. Okay, so this Milner guy is contacting them again, and he seems to know personal information about these kids. Let's see what happens in chapter 5 the next time. Have a good day.